Hey YouTube, Cam here with a review. This is one I bought a number of months ago. If you saw my Vegas acquisitions video, then you might have noticed that I picked this up when my wife and I went to Vegas back in August. So I've had this one for a little while now, and I was quite taken aback by it when I smelled it in the boutique. Beautiful stuff, very nice stuff, and go ahead and cut right to it. This is what I'll be reviewing today. This is Oud Ispahan from the Dior Collection Privée line, the bottles that you can only get in the boutiques, or, of course, just online at Dior.com or whatever the website is. And so, yeah, this is what we'll be talking about today, and let's get into it. So this is a fairly new fragrance. This was launched back in, you can see the glow from my tablet coming up, and it's probably really washing my face out. This was launched back in 2012, and the perfumer was Dior's, I believe, in-house perfumer, François Demachy. And not a very complicated note breakdown. If what I'm seeing on Fragrantica is really all the notes that are in the fragrance, then it's actually a pretty simple note breakdown. Got a top of labdanum, got a mid of patchouli, and got a base of sandalwood, rose, and oud. Now, this is not your typical rose oud combination. And if you've tried rose ouds like Montal Black Oud, and you didn't like it, that does not mean that you are not going to like this. So don't just give up on it and say, hey, this is another rose oud combination, because it's not. This is different stuff. In fact, if you followed Jer from the Fragrance Bros in the month of November when he did Oud Month, this was one of the ones that I think he was pretty impressed with and he actually enjoyed. And this is different stuff, guys. What I get from this, first off, the opening is absolutely gorgeous. My wife loves the opening of this stuff. She really enjoys it on me. I love the opening of this stuff. Just really, really nice. Now, I also like the dry down. My wife doesn't like the dry down. Now, the reason that she doesn't like the dry down is because the dry down on this is very similar to leather oud, and she does not like leather oud. I had a bottle of leather oud. I ended up selling it. I enjoyed it. She didn't. The problem is it's got that civet note in it, and civet is an animalic note, and it definitely makes it a little skanky, a little funky. I actually made the mistake of telling my wife at one point that it smelled like, it was kind of like sweet cat urine. And that was a mistake, because once she made that association, that was it. I mean, that fragrance was pretty much done at that point. It didn't take long before she just flat out, I'd say, didn't want to smell it on me. And so you're going to get a similar dry down in this. The difference is that this does not have the civet in it. You get a much different top, a much different opening, a lot less rugged, a lot less polarizing, I would say. I'm guessing that leather oud is one that is going to be a lot more of a love-hate for people, whereas this just smells beautiful. And then it dries down to something that I would say is much akin to the dry down of leather oud minus the civet. Now, as far as the oud in this is concerned, it never really gets super skanky, super barnyardy. My wife wore it a couple of times, and the first time she wore it, I'm pretty sure it was the first time, I was able to smell a little bit of funk in the dry down. And I'm going to attribute that to the oud, because there's nothing else that I'm seeing in the note breakdown that should be super funky, although patchouli to me sometimes smells kind of funky. But anyway, when I wear this myself, I don't really get funk in the dry down. I just get a really woody dry down, and I like it. So at the top, what I'm getting is something very floral. Now, this does not smell like a rose. I'm not getting a really clear rose smell. What I'm getting is a very sweet, what I would call abstract floral. That's how the top comes off to me, and it's sweet, but it's also abstract. So I mean, you get kind of that floral feel to it, without it smelling like rose. Like you're really smelling, you're putting your nose in a rose. But I would say there's also some background there as well, right? And some backbone. and then as it dries down, that sweet floral is going to tame down quite a bit, and you're going to be left with more of a rugged, woody dry down. And like I said, I enjoy the dry down as well. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't have that funky civet note like leather oud does. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed leather oud. I liked leather oud, but if I can't wear it around my wife, it makes it a little bit harder to wear, and why do I even have it? So this I can get away with a little bit. I can get away with quite a bit more, even though my wife still doesn't like the dry down so much. But this is beautiful stuff. If you were looking for quality, this is quality. The nice thing about these Privé, Collection Privé fragrances, at least this one, leather oud, I mean, it's, boy, you're going to get performance. And you get a lot of juice for your money. You can probably go on Dior's website right now or call the nearest, boutique. I mean, I can just call the boutique in one of the boutiques in Vegas, and they'll just ship me a bottle if I need to do that. And you're probably about $170-ish for this, and for what would be considered more of a niche fragrance, boy, that's cheap. The other nice thing about it is this is not just 50 ml. This is not just 100 ml. This is like 125 ml. So you're getting a lot of juice for your money as well. Quality stuff. As far as performance is concerned, really, really good longevity. Really good longevity. And I'm just going to have to go ahead and say good projection and good sillage as well. This stuff is, it's good. It's wow. It's quality stuff. So you're going to get performance out of it. It is beautiful. Definitely something I think that a man can pull off, even though you get that sweet floral at the top. Like I said, there's a lot of backbone. Dries down to something a lot more rugged and woody, but it's gorgeous. It's beautiful stuff. Great performance. The juice is not super expensive for a higher end fragrance, and you're getting a lot of juice for your money. So let me know your thoughts about Oud Ispahan in the comments below, and thanks for watching.